Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about red flags while dating. Okay, so when we're dating, there are things that we need to pay attention to while dating. I mean, we can't date blind. We have to pay attention to the red flags. Now, we don't want to be so, what's the word, petty or too picky, that we're just nitpicking everything. But there are some red flags that we need to pay attention to. So let's jump right in. One of the very first flags that we need to pay attention to, I wrote some of these down, so that's what I'm doing. I'm looking down at my piece of paper. One of the red flags that we need to pay attention to when we are dating is if you're dating someone who only wants to text. They don't want to talk on the phone. They just want to text. That is a big red flag because you can't really get to know a person just through text messages. Now, I will be the first to say that I used to talk on the phone all the time, and when text messaging came, I still talk to my friends on the phone, but I'm really not a phone talker. However, I do believe in talking on the phone, of course, when I'm trying to get to know someone, because I can't really understand your text messages as much if I don't really know your voice and get the feel for you. So talking on the phone is very, very important when you are dating and getting to know someone. So anyone that wants to just text, give them the boot. We don't have time for that. I don't need no pen pals. Okay? All right. So another red flag is when they only want to text you or even maybe call you only at a certain time of the day. Like, let's say they only want to talk to you in the morning time. You never hear from them in the evening time. Now listen, we all have a busy schedule, but we make time for what we want to. And why wouldn't I be able to talk to you any time of the day? Morning, noon, evening. So if you're messing with someone, dating someone who only wants to talk to you in the morning time, or they only want to talk to you in the afternoon, but you never hear from them in the evening, that's a sure red flag, and you need to let them go. Okay? Another red sign or red flag would be if they only invite you over to their house, or they want to come to your house. Now listen, I understand that times are hard, and it's hard out here, and sometimes you can't afford, or they can afford, whoever, people can't afford to go on dates. But the thing is people need to learn that there are a lot of dates that are not expensive. So coming to someone's house or going to their house is just not acceptable. I'm sorry. It's not acceptable when you are dating someone. Okay, once we begin into a relationship and we've done all those dates and things like that, then yes. But when we are dating, getting to know each other, we need to go out in public. So you can go to the park and have a picnic. Okay, you can go to Starbucks and have a frappuccino. You can go out to eat, to the movies, to comedy shows. There's so many things that you can do outside the house, because inside of a house is so personal to me. I feel like that is only for someone that you are truly comfortable with. And let's be honest, when you first start dating someone, you're really not that comfortable with them. I don't care what you say or how much you like them. You're not that comfortable with them. And your house, that's your home. And that should only be made for people who you truly trust and are in a relationship with, not while you're dating. And let's be clear, what I'm speaking of when I'm talking about dating is someone that you're trying to get to know, not when you're already in the relationship. These things, you could apply them to relationships as well, but I'm speaking of when you are dating and trying to get to know someone to move on to the next level. Okay? So definitely home dates, Netflix and chill. Listen, I know Netflix and chill is, the thing to do, and I'm cool with that by myself. Okay? So anytime someone just wants to come over to your house, or they're like, oh, when can I come see you? When can I come get a hug? They're not that into you, because a man that is really into you, he wants to take you out. He wants to show you off. He wants to show you what it is he can do for you. Okay? And it doesn't have to be super expensive. I'm just saying, like I said, home dates are a no-go. Let him go. Another sure sign is when he talks about anything sexual. Because, listen, when you talk about something sexual, we already know that men are sexual beings. And women are too. So I don't need to know that you want to have sex with me. I know that already. So I don't need you to say anything sexual in our conversations. Because to me, I feel that's a turn off. I know you want to have sex with me because any man is going to have sex with any woman that he's trying to get to know. Let's just be real. Okay? So anytime a man is having a conversation with you and then, he starts talking sexual, you need to let him go because he doesn't respect you. Because a real man that respects you isn't really going to talk to you about anything sexual. Let's be real. Another sign of a red flag would be what he likes to argue about. Okay? Paying attention to what he argues about. Now, if he will argue with you about something like, I don't know, the trash can go on the opposite side of the street. Okay? But he can have a conversation or debate about something political or something that is meaningful to you, the word of God or something like that, then he may not be the one. Because if he wants to argue down about something that is like means nothing and not really have a debate about something that means something to you, you have to pay attention to that. Because if you're a smart woman, you want to be with someone who's just as smart as you. And arguing about a trash can on the wrong side of the street, I mean, what? We don't do that. So pay attention to what it is that he will argue about. Sure side. Another thing to pay attention to is things that impress him. Okay? Let that sink in. Things that impress him. So if he's the type of person that talks about cars all the time, okay, that means, he really likes cars, and whatever car comes along, he's going to be impressed by that. It's the same thing in your relationship. If what he talks about is physical all the time, then that's something you need to pay attention to. Yes, it's nice to get compliments, but if everything he talks about is something that is lustful, that impresses him, and that's something that you need to pay attention to. Because a lot of times those kind of guys, they have roaming eyes. And let me tell you, that's another red flag. Any guy that has roaming eyes, especially when they're with you. If they're out with you and their eyes are roaming, looking at other women, and like, listen, I've been out, you've been out with a guy, and you see someone that's beautiful, we know he sees it. That's cool. He has eyes. He can't help but when it is to the point where it makes you uncomfortable, that's a problem. So pay attention to what impresses a man. Okay? Because like I said, if he pays attention and compliments a lot about your body and anything sexual and stuff like that, then that means that more than likely, if someone comes along who has the same thing as you, or that he thinks is even better or something of that nature, that impresses him in roaming eyes. So just pay attention to the things that impress him. Okay. So another thing is pay attention to what he thinks is okay. If he thinks it's okay to have friends of the opposite sex, you already know what I'm going to say. Let him go. Because listen, that is not cool at all. When you're in a relationship, you are to be with that person. That's the reason that you're in this relationship, is to be with this person, this guy, this woman. Okay? We don't need outside friends of the opposite sex. So if he thinks that having friends of the opposite sex is okay, please let him go. because he has a lot of them. If he thinks it's okay, he definitely has a lot of them. And I'm not saying that if he doesn't think it's okay, he doesn't. I'm just saying if he is open enough to you to say, you know, I think it's cool to have friends of the opposite sex, you probably want to let him go, okay? All right. So one last thing here is if he doesn't tell you something that is important to you, that you think is something someone should tell you. And I know it can vary, but for the most part, there are things that most of us feel like, yeah, you should have told me that in the beginning. Like if he tells you a week or two later that he has 5 kids, sir, why are you not telling me this in the beginning? Like, that's important. Like, not to say you don't talk to someone or date someone who has 5 children. What I'm saying is that's important. Like, that should be one of the first things you tell someone, because that's something, that's a good thing. Like, you have children. Now, yes, it can be baggage to someone else, but the point of the matter is that something of you. You have children, and if a man or a woman doesn't tell you something like that, you need to let them go, because what else could they be hiding from you? 5 children? Or that they live with their kid's mother, or that they don't have a job, they've been lying to you, that they don't work, like things like that. Pay attention to the lies that people tell you, like the things they may tell you 2, 3 weeks later, sometimes 4 months later, okay? Something even like that they have, another red flag, I would say, I would separate this from that one, is if this person is an alcoholic or an addict. Because listen, people who are alcoholics and addicts, they need to work on themselves and getting better. Because in a relationship, that is going to be the death of your relationship. Okay? I know that some people may feel like it would be judgmental, but the truth of the matter is, it's not being judgmental. It's protecting your peace and your sanity. Because someone who is an addict, listen, they're doing things, and half the time they're lying to you about what they're doing, because they're doing addict things, and that's lying to you. It's being dishonest. And one thing for sure that you should care about is someone being honest with you. I always say I respect honesty. I respect the truth. And if you are honest with me, I'm always going to be honest with you anyway. But the truth of the matter is alcoholics and addicts, they usually are liars. They're lying about what they're doing when they're doing it, when they're doing the alcoholic and addict things. So that is a red flag as well. If you find out that they are an alcoholic or an addict of some sort. All right. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and got something out of it. If you have any more red flags that you would like to share, please put them down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day. Bye.